Imagine a chaotic world giving rise to heroes. Among them emerged a young officer named Erich Klein, whose ambition and audacity knew no bounds. He didn't merely halt at the Polish, French, and Yugoslav campaigns. His journey extended to the invasion of the Soviet Union. Now let's turn back the clock to his childhood. By grasping his early influences, we uncover the source of his perspectives and witness his transformation from an ordinary German officer. Let's uncover history's treasures together. It all started on a chilly day, February 25, 1919, in Untold. Now this land is part of Poland, a place that holds a piece of my heart even now. School was a big part of my life there, from the very beginning till graduation. I was the eldest of two sons, and my childhood was colored by the love and unity of my parents, who resided in the city, and my grandparents, who nurtured our spirits with the beauty of the countryside. My younger brother was my partner in crime, especially during school breaks. And oh boy, those breaks were amazing. Thanks to my dad's job at the German state railways, we had these special tickets that let us travel to East Prussia, Bavaria, Austria, Switzerland, and even the Netherlands. Meanwhile, my mom, who was a dressmaker, kept things in check at home. Our family was all about biking, exploring, and having a blast. Whether it was visiting the grandparents' farm or hanging out with relatives in Kürten-Hassendorf, my childhood was split between the city and the countryside, each with its own charm. Back in 1925, my school journey kicked off at a boys' school. Just 4 years down the road, a new gymnasium popped up in Arnsfeld. We learned French in 6th grade, English in 4th and 5th, and Latin in 6th and 7th. During the junior division of 4th and 5th grades, we had 5 girls from the women's high school joining our crew. About half of us cycled to school from different corners. The gymnasium had a piano that sparked a whole new music scene. Enter the student choir and orchestra, where I played violin. Guess who shared the violin spotlight? It was none other than Crystal Bulow, who would later be my son Paul's godmother. Choir-wise, I started as an alto, but found my groove as a bass. From biology to horticulture, geography circles to sports, our plates were full. Mondays brought school-wide events, and the week ended with concerts where students and teachers performed. And that grand finale, when we wrapped up our school days, we strutted around in those gymnasium caps. You know, green at the base, red in the middle, and velvety black on top. Different colors were the name of the game, with each grade boasting its own style. Blue for the young guns, yellow for the middle crew, and the graduates, well, they rocked those proud white stripes. In 1933, the gymnasium became the complete secondary school for boys and girls, hosting various events. The Registered Men's Sports Society gained fame, and I proudly joined. As Germany changed, I explored with the German Free Rifleman Group. Joining the Hitler Youth in 1935 was significant. In 1936, a change reduced study years from 9 to 8. Despite this, 15 of us graduated in March 1937. In 1937, I was called to Imperial Labor Service for logging, but the stint was extended due to agriculture needs. My plan to join the army and continue my education took shape. Joining the 68th Motorized Artillery Regiment in 1937 was a turning point. The training was intense, shaping me into a disciplined recruit. Though we faced accusations, the learning continued, from machine guns to walkie-talkies and howitzers. As my skills grew, I was promoted to corporal in 1938 and identified as a suitable officer candidate. Obtaining parental consent, I joined the officer ranks in the 2nd Motorized Artillery Regiment in Stettin. The officer's life demanded dedication but brought satisfaction, including access to the officer's casino and the thrill of horseback riding. For us, politics played a minor role. Our focus was on following orders and contributing to policy formation. Then came the Polish campaign, starting my journey as a non-commissioned officer. Our path led through East Prussia to deployment in Brest. Did your service begin with the 60th Infantry Division? No, it wasn't my starting point. I joined the action during the Polish campaign with the 2nd Motorized Stettin Division, operating as an artilleryman with a focus on 105mm howitzers. Our motorized artillery unit played a crucial role. The campaign unfolded like a blitzkrieg, concluding swiftly. In just about 2 or 3 days, we surged through Poland, East Prussia, and Lomza, ultimately arriving in Brest. The war had minimal combat and shooting compared to its speed. Encountering Soviets in Brest? Yes, but no contact. We unknowingly stepped into a border dispute. My officer journey began. After the Polish campaign, I underwent artillery training and became a lieutenant, assigned to the 601st Motorized Infantry Regiment. I worked as an advanced observer, coordinating fire and supporting infantry attacks. No strong resistance in Brest, and no parade participation. My role focused on synchronized offensive actions. Artillery is transported by car in our fully motorized unit. French campaign saw quick success. Stationed in a motorized heavy howitzer division, I engaged locals in Lyon. Fluent in French, I facilitated connections. Wehrmacht was better prepared than the Allies. Blitzkrieg's tactics led to a swift victory, awarded Iron Cross for my role as a forward observer. Cities like Besançon, Lyon, and Dijon fell without shots. A German-French armistice was signed on June 22, 1940. Our artillery battalion moved to Pomerania, joining the 60th Motorized Infantry Division. After training, we deployed to Austria in November 1940. Pause for a gripping tale. Memories of Erich Klein from the Panzer Division. Smash that like button and subscribe for more. Stay tuned. History awaits. The difference between the French and Polish campaigns lay in language ease and nationalistic fervor. The French battle was tougher due to their defense, while the Polish aimed at expansion. The speaker engaged in the Yugoslav campaign found friendly allies with Romanians and Bulgarians, and was welcomed as a liberator by Greeks from Italian forces. After campaigns in Greece and Romania, we moved to the Soviet border in May. The war's start was a bit expected, but still surprising. We learned about it 10 days before. As the conflict began, we focused on coordinating troops along unfamiliar routes. Operation Barbarossa started on June 22nd, catching us off guard. Our first battle near Zotomir revealed the harshness of war. Though we hoped for a quick blitzkrieg, the Soviet front proved complex, reshaping alliances. Flowing into the summer of 1941, the Soviet campaign diverged from Poland and France. Unity persisted, yet Soviet troops appeared less cohesive. Russia's potential amazed despite poverty. Disturbing events unfolded in Lviv. Rostov was seized amid autumn battles, but Japan's declaration and Siberian reinforcements were surprises. A retreat in freezing temperatures led to supply and morale problems. Winter's unpreparedness fostered troop disillusionment, eroding combat readiness. During the retreat from Rostov, we faced challenges from the Red Army and harsh winter. Coping with the cold was tough, but we adapted and received winter supplies. Morale varied post-defeats, but fighting spirit persisted. Artillery coordination was crucial for success. Logistics and morale worsened as the war progressed. The 1944 Soviet offensive caused heavy losses and disrupted our lines. After recovering in August 1944, the Danzig Division formed as the Panzer Division FELDHERRNHALLE. I led the 1st Battalion of Hummel self-propelled guns. Wounded by a bomb explosion, I was cared for by divisional surgeons and a Hungarian doctor before being captured. In Soviet camps, I endured coal mine labor, interrogations and sentences. After Stalin's death in 1953, I returned home, underwent surgeries, and in 1995 was rehabilitated. I pursued finance and banking and served in the Bundeswehr Reserve, maintaining wartime friendships and a partnership among former Feldherrnhalle members. So as we bid farewell to this chapter in history, let's remember that the valor of Feldherrnhalle lives on, reminding us that even in the darkest moments, light can emerge. If you were moved by this account, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more tales that bring the past to life.